Yeah, teams that are actually trying to go compete and win the championship, they're not tired right now. They're actually playing their best basketball. The Lakers are not in a good spot right now. Right now, the Lakers look gross.
Welcome to Raw Sports TV 23. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe if you're just coming in. Today we have a hot show for you, okay? All right, it's a hot show for you. You know that we talk about the LA Lakers and, trending basketball news. It doesn't have to just be the Lakers, but we cover a variety of topics, whatever's trending going on in the basketball world, NBA world. And the Lakers are trending, as you know, because, there's a lot of pressure on them expected to win after trading Anthony Davis, which was a top 75 player in the NBA, trading him for Luka Dončić, which is a top 3 scorer in the NBA. And they had a 8-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. They were sizzling hot. They were beating teams, blowing teams out. And now they're on a 3-game losing streak, okay? I think they just lost to the Orlando Magic. If I'm not mistaken, they lost to the Chicago Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks. And when you look at the score, the Milwaukee Bucks game was 118 to 49. In that game, the only thing they could talk about was Bronny, so it was bad. I mean, even though LeBron didn't play, Bronny scored 17 points, so, they were torquing it up and they were just going crazy over Bronny James scoring 17 points, even though the game was already a deciding factor. I've never heard of a team or, networks really just talking about a player, especially the 55th pick in the NBA draft, scoring 17 points in a blowout loss. There was no attention that was on Giannis or anything like that. So, things are starting to spiral downhill after that. Then they end up playing the Chicago Bulls, which, at first, I was kind of half and half on watching the game, but, I tuned in anyway, and it was 146 to 115, and I was stunned because that LeBron James made his return, and I just knew they were going to win that game, and all of a sudden, they got blown out, and that game was, that was an awesome game. Chicago Bulls played well. They played at a very fast pace, okay? They're up and coming. They did make way with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. And, many believe that was a hindrance in their offense. And so now Kobe White is leading the offense, and they're looking pretty good, okay? They got Josh Giddey over there, and, he's looking good, mingling into the system. And so they end up blowing out the LA Lakers because they play at a fast pace, okay? And then so Monday, everyone just knew that they were going to end up beating the Orlando Magic. They end up losing to the Orlando Magic 106 to 118. For the first half, Luka Dončić came out and did his thing. Second half, he kind of struggled the second half. But, the Orlando Magic just put their foot on the gas and just totally took over that game. So I'm just going to get into it. I'm just going to play a clip right here of what Kendrick Perkins and ESPN, what they have to say about this loss, because I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait till Tuesday and Monday just to be able to hear what ESPN was going to say. And, man, he didn't hold back. So I'm just going to let you see, he's a longtime LeBron fan. And, man, let's see what you guys got to think about this.
I'm saying, why not? What's today? It's March 25th, right?
That is correct.
Teams that are actually trying to go compete and win the championship, they're not tired right now. They're actually playing their best basketball. Danny, you know this. Booz, you know this. Teams that are considered legit title contenders, right now, their coach is mixing it up a little bit, meaning that their teams are playing at a high level, that they're figuring out different rotations. They're throwing in different type of defensive schemes, offensive sets. They're mixing it up, getting ready and gearing up for the postseason. Right now, the Lakers look gross, okay, especially defensively. And at some point, we've been hearing J.J. Redick. I think he's done an outstanding job since being the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. But the defensive effort that Luka has been putting forth has to be called out. He has to do better defensively. He has to bring that energy like he does on the offensive side of things. He cannot be a liability because teams are going to search him out, especially when you look at the athleticism that they have around the league at the wing and guard position. The Lakers are not in a good spot right now, but they have time to pick it up. But when you're a contender, you want to be playing your best basketball, especially on March 25th when it's only about 3 weeks away.
Okay, 2 things that we're going to draw from that. Now, number one, I feel like they're turning on Luka Dončić right now because now they're blaming Luka Dončić for their defensive failures, okay? Well, number one, Anthony Davis was your best defender. Okay, so you traded him away. So, that opens up the lanes. You really don't have a big man. The whole trade fell through that they tried to make at the trade deadline for Mark Williams. That didn't go through because he failed his physical. So your defense kind of goes out the window, because before Luka got there, they were never a real good defensive team. Now, like I said, Anthony Davis is their best defender, and he was and has been in defensive player talks for some time of the year, getting that award. I think there's a few times, I think maybe in 2020 and maybe this year, he led them in all major categories except assists. That went to LeBron James. So blocks, rebounds, and points, everything went to Anthony Davis. So you got to expect for your defensive rating to go down even further. So this is not totally on Luka Dončić, okay? Like the way they're trying to blame it on Luka Dončić. But I warned you and I told you that pairing LeBron James and Luka Dončić together was going to be problematic in some kind of way. And that way it was going to be defensively, because when you look at the landscape of the NBA and they're your perimeter defenders, who are they locking down? And that was one of the knocks that the Dallas Mavericks had against Luka Dončić was, he could score, but on the defensive end, he really wasn't any good. He wasn't even trying to defend. There were several instances where they said that he didn't try to defend. But in this situation now, you transfer him over to the Lakers and you pair him up with LeBron James, who isn't a lockdown defender. And you can't expect LeBron James to be a lockdown defender. He never was. There are times where he has played great defense, help defense, chase down blocks. But who was he stopping? Come on. I mean, Kevin Durant gave it to him in the NBA Finals. Kawhi Leonard gave it to him in the NBA Finals. Jason Terry gave it to him in the NBA Finals in 2011. So LeBron isn't stopping anybody. And so you got to think the game is fast-paced out in the West Coast. Who are they going to stop? Are they going to stop Morant? Are they going to stop SGA and those guys when they start picking up the pace? Because there's no way that Luka and LeBron's going to do that. They're going to want to conserve all of their energy for scoring. But what I find funny in this whole situation is that Luka is getting all of the blame for the situation. Now, the LA Lakers, I believe, have a defensive rating of 114, and I think the average is probably 110, so anything higher is pretty bad. And so you want to be like 110 or lower than that, but they have, I believe it's 114, okay, a defensive rating of 114. But this is not all on Luka Dončic's fault, because Austin Reaves is not a good defender. He never was a good defender. And like I said, the last 6 years, LeBron hasn't been a great defender for the LA Lakers. And it's just crazy how all of a sudden the media, they don't want to give any blame for LeBron James. The only thing they're going to do is twerk it up and talk about how well he's playing at 40, all the different things he's doing at 40 years old, but he won't shoulder any of the blame for their downfalls defensively. And I think that's really crazy. Also, the turnovers are hurting them too. The Lakers are averaging about 13 turnovers per game. In the game against the Chicago Bulls that they lost, they had about 21 turnovers. Okay, I think LeBron had 5 of them. And LeBron is averaging about 5 turnovers per game. But no one's going to call out LeBron. No one's going to challenge LeBron James on any of his mistakes. Everyone else is going to get the blame. And Luka's probably going to get tired of it as long as he's playing with LeBron, okay? I mean, you think about it, Russell Westbrook got the blame. D'Angelo Russell got the blame. Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, all these players that came over and played with LeBron, it's everyone's fault. Carmelo Anthony in LA, it was all their fault, and it was never LeBron James's fault. And so I just think it's kind of funny at this particular moment, seeing how the media is turning on them. And yes, Kendrick Perkins is pretty much correct. They're not going to be able to win if they don't play defense, okay? You're gonna have to play some defense, but there's a saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I don't think you're gonna be able to get Luka to start playing this great lockdown defense, because he really just wants to score. That's his game. And you're definitely not going to get LeBron James to do it, because he wants to score the ball too. That's all they want to do, So those two players are going to be, I think Chris Broussard said earlier today, and that's a whole nother video. He called Luka Dončić a ball hog. And I'm like, okay, Well, that is Luka's job to score. But isn't it funny that they never call LeBron James a ball hog? I know you may say, well, LeBron just wants to defer and get his players into it. But I think that's a little, crazy. Also, seeing that he leads the Lakers in field goal attempts, okay? And he's the all-time shot. He's missed the most shots in the NBA history. So that don't just sound like a pass-first guy. But, let me know what you think in the comments. The fans are definitely turning on the Lakers. If you go to Twitter and if you go to Instagram and just look at what they're saying, I'm going to put some of those comments up so that you can see it. But here on the screen, one fan says, not going to lie, we're not ready for the finals. The other one here says, getting outscored by the sorry Bulls. I mean, they're going off about the Orlando Magic, etc. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Comment below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow us, turn your notification bells, and we're out.